Crazy to be getting evicted on Section 8. That shit's wild as fuck. I hate the system. I hate Minnesota.
So just so everybody can have a video to go back to, because I get this question a lot. How did I become homeless? Eviction. Okay, I was out of work. It took me 2 months to find the job that I'm currently at, and so by that time, it was just too late for me to do anything because I couldn't get any like rental assistance. I couldn't like I was having so much trouble with that. It was I think at that time there were so many people putting in applications. Although someone else I learned at my apartment complex got rental assistance at the same place that I applied for. So I don't know what was going on with that. But so yeah, so I had to put like a minimum payment in order to stay, but I couldn't pay anything because I don't have any type of income. So I couldn't do anything. So without rental assistance, um, without any type
Huh?
of assistance or help or anything like that, you understand? Like I got evicted, and so that's how we got into the situation. And so now, I'm
I don't understand how we've become so dependent on this rental assistance thing. I've never in my life thought that if I couldn't pay my rent or whatever the case, that I would have an option to go and get some rental assistance. But it seemed so automatic. Like if I just can't pay my bills, and if I haven't paid my bills, I just immediately go to rental assistance. I've never even known that was a thing or an option. And I still really don't feel like it's an option. And she's finding out and learning that it's not an option for her because there's so many people who automatically run to it like she is that they don't even have the capacity to be able to support the amount of people who just run to it anymore. Y'all, let's get back into it. We'll hear her out fully. But if you could like the video, it does help tremendously. It actually does help a lot. Let's go ahead and
just trying to get my money together to so I can have a deposit for the next place that we live. So this is our first time ever getting evicted. I don't have any like family or anybody out here. We've only been out here for 2 years. Um, so that's the reason why I had to go the route of just getting a hotel. I don't have the luxury of what other people have, such as falling back on someone else. When things go awry. So, and then also, my original plan was just to go to the homeless shelter. But unfortunately, all the women and children homeless shelters were hotel, and which is not ideal because I live in Phoenix and the hotels here can be pretty expensive. And for some reason, lately, they've been even more expensive than normal and taking up like 95% of my paycheck. But at the end of the day, I'm thankful for shelter. I'm thankful that we're not on the street. I'm thankful that we have come this far. I'm so thankful that, I've been able to provide my kids with the food, shelter, water, the things, the necessities that we need. Oh, and I'm a big firm believer in God, so God has not failed us yet. And I continue to believe that. You understand? There is always something happening to where, we are able to get what we need. You understand? And I'm just very blessed and thanks for that because I've never been in this position, especially since we don't have a vehicle. I got into a car accident, and so after that, it's been very challenging.
so I'm sorry. I just have to be honest right now. She ran to the rental assistance, right? Immediately. That was her first reaction. Now what we have to ask ourselves is like, why did she decide to come online and tell this story? I'm gonna be honest. She looks like someone we can refer back. She looks like someone who has a lot of pride, maybe has a lot of ego, and also has an appearance, right? So we have to wonder, why would you want to come online and disclose this? Well, I have a theory, and I could be completely wrong, but housing assistance wasn't going to save the day this time. So she's still looking for something to save the day because I think that she's in disbelief that this could happen to her. But all I heard just now was a lot of decisions. She's got in a car accident. She decided, it sounds like, to move away from her own family, her own safety net, right? Because a lot of people like to move into the city, and they'll do that they'll go to a more populated, more lit area, and they'll do that at the expense of no longer having a village around. And I think that's what she decided to do. And this is the trade-off that comes with it. If you're going to decide to break away from the unit, then you have to be very confident in your abilities and in your ability to carry that. It's possible she might have even moved away from the father because she said no one's around. So you have to be ready to take that full personal responsibility. But I feel like now the option that used to be available, which used to be, just go get rental assistance. Because even I really didn't know. I told you, I didn't know that was an option. So I think it wasn't something that was so talked about or known about. But now everybody knows about it. So it's oversaturated. So now what's the new option become? To run on TikTok, tell your story, and then get people to save you. So maybe that will hit for her. But the moving forward, the new salvation is going to be on yourself and on you not making decisions that you can't sustainably carry on your own.
I had a knock on the door of 2026. My new year ain't good this year of 2026 for starters. I had a knock on the door today. Got served to go to court for eviction papers to move out of my Section 8 housing and everything. And this is humiliation and embarrassing in the new apartment.
Airports are tricky places.
And then I go to court. What they're going to do is give me 30 days to get out.
Something that you can never repeat to anyone.
They stopped paying on my Section 8 since back November.
Yes, the secret.
And this is so wrong and not fair. Today, I tried calling family members to see if I could stay at their places. They said, that is your own damn fault, is what they told me. Never depend on Section 8. They said, you are so heartless. It is, I don't know what I'm going to do or anything like that. Then, talking to people and that with people gossiping, I found out why I'm also getting evicted out of there because they quit paying for my voucher. They said because my apartment was a freaking pigsty, dirty.
Oh wow.
It's like they said my dishes were stacked up. My house was dirty when they did the inspections standards. Well, I'm like, everybody has a dirty apartment, They said my clothes were laid around all over the house and everything. That my garbage can was so full of trash. They tried to say I don't take the trash out. This is so wrong. I'm getting thrown out of my apartment, man. And guys, they cut the Section 8 freebie vouchers off. We're not getting them anymore. So, those who are on Section 8, just be aware. They're cutting people off. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry to...
It's a lot to unpack here. And she kept throwing a lot more at us as we kept going on, right? I mean, the first thing is she's mentioning that it's embarrassing to get evicted, I guess, and for everybody to know she has Section 8. Listen, you don't have time or the luxury to be worried about what other people think right now. Eviction means that you are in an extremely volatile situation currently, and you are about to be living under a bridge. So who cares about the embarrassment right now? As well as somehow her family doesn't want her anywhere in the vicinity. And we have to question that and we have to analyze that. And since she didn't give the context, because they always skip over that, we just have to assume. We have to assume that nobody wants her around. And what we can infer is she might be a messy, nasty person because she claimed that that was the reason that they took her Section 8. Isn't that something? You get your Section 8 taken because you're just a nasty. And they're just like, oh no, she's violated. Because I'm guessing, I mean, I would think that they can't be that nitpicky to evict you just because they don't like the way, like, just because you're not keeping your place spotless, right? So I would have to think that she violated something, but she's not gonna say it about herself, right? That I'm just nasty. Like I keep it nasty in here. But I think that's probably what happened. I think that they saw the condition in which she was keeping their home and their asset ultimately. And I think that they were able to um, flag that as a violation of the agreement. And then they were able to evict her. So not only did she lose the Section 8, but she's also probably never going to be able to get on it again or maybe any other benefits. But it's not like she was going to have much longer anyway because the new regulations have come through. Now, she may be elderly, so maybe she would have had an exemption, but because she didn't keep up with things, now everything is null and void at this point.
I feel so bad for people who on Section 8 and on any government assistance. Trump said no more. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy like I got kicked off of Section 8 2 years ago and just started paying regular rent. It's hard, but what about all these people who can barely pay this stuff? Project 25 calls for cuts for all government assistance programs, including SNAP, Medicaid, Section 8, housing assistance, VA benefits. And what's really breaking my heart, I don't care what nobody got to say. Mostly people who are on Section 8 is women with kids. It's about to be so many homeless people now, y'all. And not to mention, my cousin just got a letter from her landlord 2 days ago stating that he's selling his whole apartment complex because it's no more Section 8. You cannot get comfortable with anything that's dealing with government assistance. Like, they can throw you off at any.
Yeah, you were never supposed to get comfortable on it. That's the key. You were never supposed to be comfortable in the first place. You were supposed to be like, whoa, that was nice that I just got saved. But you were still supposed to have some urgency within you as far as knowing that, well, I can't depend on this because it's not you. And ultimately, you're supposed to be trying to turn your situation around. Now, forget about the top caption. What caught my attention was her bottom caption down there. I don't know if somebody edited on top of her video or if she put that, but it says, y'all ladies better find a job or a husband. Winter is here. Let me tell you something. Hasn't that always been the option? It's either one or the other. Either you're going to take care of yourself as an adult, or you're just fortunate in the privilege that ladies have to where men are chivalrous to the point to where they will take full responsibility for you and take care of you. I mean, that's always been the options. But as we found, apparently not. There was another option where the government will pretty much take care of your whole life, your whole life. And that's why they say they've been so comfortable because it has been so sweet to the point to where people just were like, no, I can just ride this out forever. I'm cool, just like this. I don't care what type of restrictions, what type of chains it puts on myself. This is a sweet deal. And I'm just going to stick with it. I'm going to ride it until the wheels fall off. But what you didn't do while you were riding it till the wheels fall off, you should have been setting some things in place. And you should have been finding ways that you could secure yourself just in case they don't. Because this is absolutely a situation where you need to have a plan B ready, locked, and loaded to go. But as we found, a lot of people never had that in place. And now it's getting to the point, like she said, where they're not going to have a place. And that should never be something that you were just comfortable knowing that if something else could go away, that you won't have a place to live. I think it's amazing that people were living with that philosophy and with that mindset. And now the rubber has met the road, unfortunately. We're going to leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually does help out tremendously. Also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it pushes smaller content creators to the scale that it pushes the larger content creators. So all you do is press the hype button the same way you press the like button, and then it'll show you the points. And since I am a smaller content creator, we actually get more points than the larger content creators. So that's our little advantage with that feature. Also, Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.